Mike McCool here in the Royal Examiner studio, and with me today I have Dan Fedoryka. He is with the band Scythian.
That's right.
And everyone knows, of course, you are our local talent, or what do we call it, our local celebrity.
Only my mom thinks that, and my wife. That's about it. Actually, probably not my wife, but my mom. Yeah.
Scythian is the one that puts on the Appaloosa Festival, which is that thing's, people come from all over the region to come to that thing.
Yeah, believe it or not, this year is our 10th year.
Yeah.
It takes place Labor Day weekend at Skyline Ranch Resort. And, my band Scythian has been doing this for over 20 years. And we're kind of in the bluegrass, Americana, and Irish circuits.
Sure.
And we're kind of a unique band that kind of transcends all those circuits. And because of that, we have friends that we can spot before they get big. So like some of the alumni are Billy Strings, has played Appaloosa, Molly Tuttle, a lot of people that have gone on to do great things. Mandolin Orange, we're Watch House now, and Jake Cohn, local boy, made it big. He was on the new Twisters movie soundtrack.
Yeah. It's amazing, and I tell people just in our, for the CD work that we do at National Media Services, I probably within 100 miles of here, I probably have 400 customers. And just think about that within 100 miles, and that's people that make product and are performing and do different things. So this is like the hub of music, I think.
I like to call it halfway to Nashville. It's halfway between New York City and Nashville. So this is the halfway stop. Yeah.
They get here and they run out of gas, and that's where they stay.
They end up being here, yeah. And so we've been doing this for 20 years, and a lot of these people we play with them. Sure. They're our friends, so we're able to convince them to come to our festival. We produce the whole thing. We get some great local sponsors, but. The output is much greater than the input, and that's because we're using our equity that we've built up over 20 years to get.
It says it takes 20 years to become an overnight success.
Yeah, exactly. We're kind of feeling that now. We just got booked to open for the Avett Brothers.
Right.
20 years in.
Where do these guys come from? They've been around 20 years.
They're amazing.
That's what they say about I know she's not in your category, but Taylor Swift, she's very young. So how'd she do that? I said, she's been 20 years doing this.
Trust me, I played on the same concert series as Taylor Swift when she was first starting.
Yeah.
She was like a 16-year-old. She
started like 7, 8 years old playing around and then just keeps going, yeah.
Yeah. The only thing, the difference between me and Taylor Swift is she's like a trillionaire and I'm not, so that's it.
Just an heir.
Just an heir. Yeah, I'm an airhead.
Some of the things you have been able to do these last few years, and we're going to talk about, is this cruise that you put together with all these bands and your fans and things. And how many years have you been doing that? A couple, I believe.
So, we've been doing music for 20 years. Appaloosa's for 10.
Right.
We do fan trips to Ireland. We've been doing that for over 10 years. But, always, we're like, one day we're going to do a music festival at sea.
Right.
And, we're kind of just, we weren't ready.
Is this the first one or the second?
This is the second. So we're announcing String Break Cruise 2.
Yeah.
The first one was last year.
I was going to say, we talked about that last year. That was kind of cool.
Yeah, it was on the Princess Cruise Line, so it's one of the nicest cruise lines out there. And we had done a music festival cruise years ago as a band. And it was a great experience. It was Brandi Carlile, Emmylou Harris, Lyle Lovett, just who's who on that cruise. And we enjoyed it, but the thing is there were so many hidden expenses that in the end I kind of felt like the Blues Brothers, we were having to pay to play.
Sure.
And so we decided we wanted to start our own cruise experience that, two things that were tough for us was there was too many bands. So if you took a nap, you missed 7 or 8 bands.
Right.
So we only have 10 bands on this cruise, so you have time to go and make it a vacation. You go on shore, do your excursions. And one thing is each ticket comes with the Princess Plus package. So this is an all-inclusive cruise. That means you get up to 15 drinks a day for free. If you need more than that, you should check into AA or something. I don't know. So up to 15 drinks a day, but it's fun because you can actually just buy drinks for your buddies.
Sure.
And then if I have friends that are off booze completely, so they actually have non-alcoholic packages as well.
Yeah.
But the nice thing I like about the Princess Plus package is it's all gratuities covered.
Yeah.
All Wi-Fi.
You know exactly what it's going to cost you before you go, because I've been to those places. Next thing you know, you get the ticket. Well, then it's kind of like going to the restaurant. You got meals tax, you got sales tax, you got tip, you got everything adds up, and your price is doubled before you realize.
Oh yeah, totally. So we didn't want this to happen, and so and then you get exclusive access because this cruise ship, there's 4,000 people on it's like a city on the ocean. And so we're capping our cruise at 950 people, and it makes it a more intimate experience. And like the lineup this year is incredible. We have the Traveling McCurries. They're Grammy winners, and they're kind of like bluegrass royalty. They have their own XM radio show.
Yeah.
Then the Gaelic Storm is one of the biggest acts on the Irish festival circuit. But they're also opening for Zach Brown now. They just finished a 15-day run with Zach Brown. And then Scythian, that's us, opening for the Avett Brothers this August. Top House, blowing up. They just opened up for Molly Tuttle at the Ryman. They've sold out something like 50 shows in a row. They're going to be huge. They were on the cruise last year, and they were the favorite band on the cruise last year, so we brought them back. Shadowgrass. If you're a fan of Billy Strings, you're going to love Shadowgrass. Billy Strings loves Shadowgrass. Shadowgrass just did a show at a smaller venue, and Billy Strings jumped up on stage with them. So he's buddies with all the guys, and the guitar player,
That really makes a cool experience, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah, totally. So the guitar player there, some people are saying, is better than Billy Strings. But they're a very young band. The Elders are from Kansas City. Jig Jam is from Ireland. Socks on the Frying Pan is from Ireland. Armchair Boogie is from Wisconsin, but they're basically they're like a bluegrass version of us. Just kind of like, just get up and dance and have a great time.
All these bands are like energy.
Yeah, they're energy, and also it's a combo.
Except this band, Scythian.
Yeah,
They're like low energy.
Snoozers, yeah. I mean, a lot of it is there's different types of venues. There's dancey venues. There's intimate venues. There's huge venues. There's a 950 seat venue, and you're gonna get a different type of show. Each band plays 3 times, and kind of the big thing is we booked it January 25th to the 31st.
Best time to take a cruise.
Man, I mean, I'm telling you, like, you get so tired of winter, and I forget every year how tired of winter I am by mid-January.
Yeah.
And we're so excited, and it was such a good result that tickets have only been on sale for 1 month this year, but we've already surpassed all of last year's ticket sales in 1 month. And
But there's still room left.
yeah, so it caps at 950, so we're over half full.
Okay.
Nice thing about it is you can put down your deposit. It's like a $350 deposit, and it's 100% refundable until October.
Right.
So if you're on the fence, you're not sure, just put down the deposit, because one thing that we found out last year, we'd never done a cruise before, so we had a lot to learn. But this is one of the strongest industries now, cruise ships, because if you look at flights to Europe, for some reason they're more expensive.
Sure.
A lot of people with the economy, they're not sure what it's going to be like in the future, even though inflation is at an all-time low.
Sure.
Since 2021.
Food prices down for 5-year low.
Yeah, so 5-year low for all inflation and food prices. So that's actually, we're hoping that keeps on going. But a lot of people are a little bit more hesitant to kind of book the high ticket.
Sure.
And so this is all inclusive, but rooms start at like $11.49 a person. And
That's not bad.
that's all your food. There's 2 fine dining experiences, 15 drinks a day, access to all this incredible lineup of shows, and then you have the excursions. We're in the Caribbean. We do 3 stops. We do Costa Maya, Cozumel, and Belize. And so really, you're not cooking any meals. You get to like we did a show on the deck where everyone was there, and people were watching us play in a pool, drinking margaritas. So it's a pretty great experience, and the way we stacked it is so you won't need a vacation after you get back from your vacation. And
Where's it come out of? What's the port?
It's Fort Lauderdale. So
Okay, that's an easy one.
Yeah, so you have to get down to Fort Lauderdale.
Right.
Then you board the ship, and then after that, you just really don't have to worry about anything. And the cool thing is, there's all these other rock boats or different cruises
Sure.
where all 4,000 people are fans. So the bands, they don't even feel comfortable walking around
Right.
because there's so many super fans
Sure.
that this says, I can't even get to the food line without being stopped 10 times.
Right.
And as a musician, you don't want to blow out your voice. But because of this, 3/4 of the boat doesn't even know who they are.
Right.
The musicians are out walking around, so if they do encounter a fan, they're like really laid back. It's not like
Sure.
like, I have to hide or I have to run.
I don't need bodyguards, right?
Yeah, exactly. And so, some people have been in these. The Gaelic Storm has been in the Titanic. They were in that movie.
Yeah.
They were the band in that movie, which is not a good marketing point.
No. Maybe we shouldn't talk about that.
No, but these people that have major credentials on this cruise. Opening for Zach Brown or Billy Strings, good friends with Billy Strings. He hops on stage there. Jig Jam was the IBMA Momentum Bluegrass Band of the Year, even though they're from Ireland. It's just kind of one of those things is you're there with other cruisers too, and you have these special lanyards that give you access. So you start making friends.
Sure.
And if
We
you're
have a common bond.
yeah, well, let's eat dinner today together,
Sure.
or I'll get you a drink. It doesn't cost me anything.
Sure.
And nice excursions. There's a lot of cool things on the boat. Like it's a city, so there's a track if you want to exercise. They have exercise fitness classes.
Yeah, you're right. It's like a city. We stopped at Belize on a cruise one time, and that was kind of a neat little stop. One thing I like about Belize, they use U.S. dollars.
Oh, yeah.
Their dollar and U.S. dollars are on the same exchange.
Yeah.
They'll take either. That's what at the time we went, anyways.
Yeah, so that is
I
a nice
love that. They
feature.
Also, and the English, and they all speak English. So
Yeah, so and the excursions are really cool. Like last year I didn't do any excursions because I had very young children, but anyone that went on the excursions, they were like mind blown. Totally worth every dollar.
Yes.
So if you went on the cruise, I would recommend just doing at least one. Like,
Yeah.
We're going to some of the best snorkeling outside of the Great Barrier Reef.
yeah.
Or you can go to the temples, the old temples.
That's where we went to the temples. That was a neat trip. We climbed up the thing, and it wasn't so bad going up. Coming back down was a little.
Oh yeah, a little dicey.
The stairs kept getting narrower and narrower and narrower, and steeper and steeper.
Yeah.
It was fun. It was
Yeah,
fun. It was
yeah.
fun. We met a lot of people, and like I say, cruising is great. And I think this is really cool because just the entertainment value that you have something going on all the time, and I think that's great. And
I mean, there's cruise entertainment. So you have comedy shows, you have cooking shows, you have So you have access to all the cruise entertainment. But this is called String Break Cruise. That's only if you come on our cruise, and you don't book it through the Princess.
I was going to just ask you, how do we book this?
Well, there's a QR code.
They can't do that on the video.
I know, because they're watching on their phone. They're like,
I'm going to put the link to.
But it's stringbreakcruise.com.
And we'll put that link in the story as well, so they can just click on that.
And then we're working with a third-party company called Travel Pro. So you have to just call in, you leave a voicemail or an email, and then they'll get you in the queue. And then the thing to remember is your deposit is 100% refundable. And one thing that we're finding out, though, fair warning, is that the cruise industry is at an all-time high. So the ship sells out, even though the cruise goes in January, the ship will be sold out probably by October. And so if you're on the fence, all the best rooms go first. So if you want a balcony,
Sure.
I got a balcony last year. I upgraded. It was really worth it. You could have breakfast. Because with the Princess Plus, you can get room service.
Right.
So you have breakfast looking over the ocean or land, depending where you are. So it's like a 5-star experience.
Right. And how many days is this cruise?
It's January 25th through the 31st.
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah, so it's a perfect. It's like we leave on a Sunday and we come back on a Saturday.
Right.
And so that gives you enough time to get down and back.
January, perfect time. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, really, you're going to be thanking yourself for doing this, and really for the price. It's the all-inclusive nature of it that makes the price. It's about $1,200.
Yeah. It's not bad.
Starting, you can go upgrade. You can get, some people get these corner suites and whatever. They go big, but you don't have to cook. You get to drink for free.
If you've never been on a cruise, it's really it's a neat experience.
I mean, they have cooking shows. They have like crazy chocolate egg making things.
Everything.
Fine dining, that's a nice thing. The Princess Plus comes with 2 fine dining. So you can get normal dining, but then the fine dining is like a 5-star restaurant with the 5, like a 7-course meal.
Yeah.
And it takes about 2 hours to have, but you get 2 of those with this package, or you can just upgrade.
And we went there one time when we were asking the waiter, well, what's this like? Well, I'll just bring you one. And then I said, well, what's that like? Next thing you know, we had plates of food all over our table.
I mean, especially if you're not used to it. I don't really go out. I'm not a foodie. I do enjoy food. I just don't like spending the money because I have young kids, and so I have to save for diapers.
Yes.
It's either food or diapers. But it's cool to actually experience the whole.
Yeah.
And you have nowhere to go. You're out at sea.
Yeah, it's cool.
And the way it works is really nice. Is if all of our long treks are while we're sleeping.
Yeah.
So very often you'll wake up and you see this exotic.
You're in a new port.
Yeah, a new port. So if you've never done a cruise. I definitely would recommend it. There's just a friend of mine travels for work, and he says, I stay all the time at Ritz-Carlton. This is nicer than a Ritz-Carlton for 7 or 8 days.
Sure.
And, you have a porter that makes your beds every day. You get to know them over the time. It's a lot of different ethnicities are the workers on the boats. So there's a lot of great interactions that you have. You get to learn a cultural experience about, where they're from.
You're really putting the sales pitch on here.
Well, I mean, really, it was my second cruise.
You experienced it. It's worth it.
Yeah, it was really, especially since I was organizing it. Normally you're on all the time.
Sure.
But once we got on the boat, it's, we have to produce everything. We bring all the sound, everything. But once we do a lot leading up to the cruise. But once we're on there, it's just smooth sailing. Like, I don't even have to worry about performing until 5 or 6 p.m.
Right.
Which is very unusual.
Yeah.
The only thing is we have to just make sure that the other bands remember to be on stage. So we kind of have to wrangle the bands because they're like on island time,
Sure, that's right. They are, yeah.
And it's nice. It's like you can find these little nooks and crannies on the boat where a lot of people will just read books quietly as the sun is setting into the
amazing.
ocean.
You think of all those people on there, but there's always a quiet place somewhere. It seems like it's built into the industry. It seems like if you want to be around a lot of people, there's a place for that. If you want to be by yourself, there's a place for that as well.
Yeah, and they actually have it like if you don't want to be around kids, there's like something called the sanctuary where it's only 21 and up. So there's like different pools for the different levels, and again, it's called string break, not spring break, but string break.
Right.
And it's going to be in the Caribbean, leaving January 21st through the 31st, and kind of putting it out there. If you're from the Front Royal area, this is where I grew up. I moved here in '85 when I was a little kid. I kind of never even considered cruises before.
Sure.
But this was, having done it once and going on it again, it's just such a cool experience because there's an instant camaraderie.
Sure.
People are wearing the string break cruise, either hat or you have to have a special lanyard. And then you can instantly start talking to somebody,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great. And if you like this kind of music, you'll love this cruise.
Yeah, it's bluegrass, Americana. This one's mountain pop, so it's kind of like it is kind of like Americana, but on the more poppy side.
Yeah. All foot stomping.
Oh yeah, and then Irish. A lot of 3 bands from Ireland, and so a lot. Actually, what's interesting is because we play these different circuits, a lot of these bands are royalty on their own individual circuits,
right.
But they've actually never really mingled much.
Right.
And so it's kind of cool putting Irish people with bluegrass people or Americana people, and last year you could see the camaraderie between the bands happening. And by the final few nights, it was hilarious. Like people are talking trash.
Yeah.
They're all hopping on and sharing the stage with each other.
Yeah.
So it really is a unique experience that you would never go by just going to a show.
Sure.
Even going to a festival, it's like it's too regimented. But the fact that we're kind of committed to a certain amount of time together, it creates a certain freedom that you just don't get musically. And the nice thing about it is, like, if I want to take a nap, I can do that, and then music doesn't even start till 7 o'clock.
Right.
I can shower after my excursion. I can eat a fancy meal, get an after dinner coffee, and then just go and see the music. And then it can go late. We have late night sets too, so you can kind of keep it party going if you want. So
That's something for the old folks like us, and something for the young folks too, huh?
Yeah, totally. And so $950 is going to be the cap. So we're more than half sold already.
Okay.
And like I said, you could put in a deposit, get the nice room, and then if you change your mind, you have till October and you get 100% back.
Yeah. Sounds like a deal.
Yeah, so stringbreakcruise.com is the website.
Okay. I'll put the link there to it, so check it out. If you like cruises, this is it. January 25th to the 31st, going to the Caribbean with Scythian and all their friends.
And if you don't like cruises, this is it.
Thanks, Dan. Appreciate it.